Next thing we're going to do is start addressing each one of these pixels at once, okay? So this is NeoPixel 102. We're going to talk to all of them. Currently, if you look at the code, all we're doing is talking to pixel 2, okay? Which is the third pixel. Pixels always start, our machines start at 0, okay? So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, the one that's blinking. So we're telling pixel 2 to have full red, no green, no blue, and then we're broadcasting it down the strip, waiting a second, telling NeoPixel 2 to be 0 red, 0 green, 0 blue, broadcasting it down the strip, and then waiting a second. And then it loops back over and over again. Okay? So we got this work. Now, what if we want them all to blink? Let's take a look at that, okay? So I'm going to delete all this, and we're going to use something called a for loop, okay? So this is a little more complex, but it's super useful, and we're going to be using it a lot, so it's very important that you understand this, okay? So for needs three different things. It needs a variable, it needs a condition, and it needs an increment, okay? So I'm going to make an integer, which is a type of variable called a, okay? I'm going to set it to 0. So I created this variable called a, right? It's an integer, and it's going to equal 0, okay? Single equals assigns that variable to 0. Semicolon. It's going to keep repeating this loop we're going to make while a is less than led underscore count. Okay. So LED count right now is 9. We have 9 pixels on this strip here. Okay. So it's going to keep repeating it while it's less than 9. And then we're going to put a semicolon again. And we're going to do a plus plus. So for those of you that don't know, a plus plus. So I can type in a plus plus. I can type in a plus equals 1. Or I can type in a equals a plus 1. So let's take a look at this first one. So if a equals 0, it would take that 0 and add 1 to it, right? And then store that sum into the a variable. So if a is 0 up here, it would pass through this code, and then it would equal 1, right? Then go on and on. Okay? This means the exact same thing as this. This is shorthand for this, okay? A plus equals 1. So this is slightly different. It does the same thing mathematically, but it takes up less processor to do this, okay? So this just increments a up 1. So what we're going to do here, keep that in mind, okay? So over here, we set a to 0. We're going to repeat this loop. Every time it loops again, we're going to add 1 to a. So a is going to start at 0, going to go to 1, go to 2, go to 3, go to 4. It's going to keep going. So once it hits 8, that's going to be fine, right? Because 8 is still less than 9. But the next cycle, the next loop, 8 is going to equal 9 and no longer be less than LED count, okay? 9 is not less than 9. 9 is equal to 9. So then it's going to leave that loop, okay? Keep that in mind here, okay? So we got this. We got these three pieces. We got the integer, the variable. We've got the condition, and we've got the increment or the decrement, whatever we put in here. And the parentheses start a curly bracket. And so it's going to keep repeating everything in this curly bracket while a is less than LED count. Okay. So what we can do, we can use that variable here. So strip dot set capital P pixel capital C other. All right, I know I typed it right because it turned orange. Start my parentheses. We need the 4 things. We need the pixel and the red, the green, the blue. Okay. So the pixel, instead of actually giving it a pixel, assigning it a pixel, I'm going to use a, that variable. And I'm going to make each one, let's say, no red, a little bit of green, a little bit of blue. Okay? Whoops. Not a period, a comma. Cool. And then semicolon at the end of every command. And there we go. Okay? Gonna set each of them to that greenish, tealish color. And then I'm gonna do a strip dot show. Okay, so if I did this right, all my pixels should turn greenish blue. Okay? So I'm gonna hit upload. So for every LED, turn it a color and then show. There it is. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. So if I want them all to flash, what I can do here is set a delay right here. Delay of 1,000. Semicolon. Okay. Copy that. Paste that. But now, in the second loop, I want them all turned off. And upload. So now it should flash all them on, all them off. There it goes. So very similar to the last video where we were blinking a single LED. This one, we're blinking a bunch of them. Anyways, this is 102. Next one coming up, we're going to learn about the random function. Thanks for watching.